You are live. Hello. We're live. Hello, people. 22. See, that's my favorite number.
Favorite number 22.
Hey, guys.
Hi, friends.
We are going to get into it. Laine's going to stop shopping for jewelry.
I'm jewelry shopping. I'm sorry. It's because I have all the prices for everything we paid for the bathroom on my phone, but then I accidentally opened up my other Instagram, which is my antique jewelry Instagram.
And now she's shopping.
Now I'm shopping. Look, but I closed it now.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Jennifer, our first commenter, is excited.
Oh, my goodness.
I know it's like hard to read.
You've got it too far away.
It's too far away. Let's
you
scoot
wanted
up.
us to look better,
Let's
so
scoot
you
up.
scooted us far away.
I didn't try to do anything different. I was just set it up.
All right.
Now I can read it.
So,
what do you recommend people new to this to keep in mind when doing a restoration?
start
Sanity.
small. Right now, start small. Start with, if you're new to restoration, don't go in and buy a house that's falling down. Go in and buy a house that needs some cosmetic work that you can do very easily. Paint, paper, maybe some paint stripping, right? Just a few little things, and start small, and then
Pull up the carpet, refinish
That's,
the floors. Those things aren't really hard to do. I mean, they're pretty simple, really. I mean, that's how we started.
Yeah.
Our first one, go ahead.
Educate yourself.
I would watch YouTube videos. Our Restoration Nation is a great place to watch videos to learn how to do things.
But please, when you are new to restoration, take the time to educate yourself about the process that you're about to get into. Otherwise, we see things happening like irreplaceable paint surfaces, linoleum rugs, woodwork being ripped out because people don't know what they are and they don't appreciate what they are, and then they're lost forever. So the first thing
we're already on the soapbox.
Educate. I mean, surely you're asking a genuine question.
Well, sure.
Education is most important. Even if it's just buying one of the books that we have recommended on our Instagram page, just kind of like reading through it so you feel comfortable with the different steps. That's a great place to start.
You can take a picture and send it to us and say, does this go?
Right, yes, please.
Is this historically
asbestos? Yeah. I'll be happy to tell you whether or not
is this historically accurate?
Hi,
everybody. It's so glad to see all you guys. Kind of been a while.
It has been.
We've been busy.
Somebody wants to know where we are now. We're at this is our primary residence. This is where we live.
We are in Conway, Arkansas. This is the hub. It's where it all begins. It's where all our tools live until we travel them whatever house we're working.
Until we travel them?
Yes, we travel them. Our tools are well traveled.
Hey, from Ireland. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome.
Hello, Christina. Mississippi. We're coming to see you.
Yeah, we'll be spending probably January and February in Mississippi. Did we get the bad storms? They went about 20 miles south of us.
Yeah, they were when they were coming across, they were south of us. The damage in Arkansas was in the northeast. So it was a few hours away from us, and then it got worse from there, I think.
Yeah, it did get bad here. There was some real significant damage here, but blessedly it went just sort of around us. Patricia says that she wanted to restore, but the house we found had already been gutted of everything but the fireplace. Well, that's a real chance to restore it then. Truly.
Yeah, this one, basically we had to go down. It didn't have much left at all, but we put period appropriate fireplaces in.
You can source period materials to put back into a property. And I think the bathroom that we just finished is a great example of that. There was nothing there. It wasn't like there was a bathroom and we restored the bathroom. The
molding was the only thing we were able to put back. But that's the only thing that was in that space.
Yeah.
And the doors. So you want to get some of the questions that we've been asked?
Yes.
And then we can try and read some of those. I don't know. I guess we can skip back up through them. Want to?
I think most of these are just hi, which is great.
Yes, which is great. Hello, we love you.
And no, we have never restored a home in Texas. I'm from Texas. I was born in Dallas, and I would love to find one in Texas, but we just haven't found one
yet. I lived in Texas for a while too, so we may have to do Texas sometime. Seems like the better, older homes kind of started in the east and then went west, so there are not as many good ones, even in Arkansas.
You can have a look at our main residence. There is a whole video that we give you a tour of our home here on the channel. Okay, so what are some of the questions that we got
here's the first one about privacy glass. So let's just tell everybody up front, This bathroom that we just did, it's fully ready, but we styled it to be shown on video. We don't have a shower curtain up. Obviously, we would put a shower curtain up
This is
to
what
take a
I've been
shower in
saying.
that room.
When you go to have your Christmas card pictures taken, you go stand in your front yard, but you don't dress like you're going to go work in your front yard. You dress in the ideal version of yourself. It's the same thing with the way that we styled the bathroom for the photos and for the video.
So
obviously, there are going to have to be some functional elements that are added later.
There will be curtains. There will be shades.
There'll be a toilet paper
There
holder.
will be toilet paper in that room, and soap and all of that thing.
There may not be curtains. I will tell you, there are outside each.
Yeah,
so first of all, that house sits on the whole block. There's nobody anywhere close to it. And outside each of those windows is a huge evergreen, prickly leafed holly bush. And that side of the yard is heavily wooded. You can't see that side of the house from the street from any angle. So I may not put curtains up. I may just be an exhibitionist in there. But we will put a shower curtain up.
Lots of questions about the floor. So let's just get into the floor, which, was one of the things we loved about it. We should probably talk about our inspiration for it, our design behind it, and then get into the floor maybe.
Sure.
Okay. So what gave you, and I have to give Laine 99.9% of all responsibility and credit for the beautiful styling of this room, the design of this room. I'm there with her working the whole time, but, the vision is out of her brain. So, as we mentioned in the video, the tile was an inspiration from our trip to Bathhouse Row in Hot Springs.
Right. And I saw that that particular bathhouse, every floor is either hexagonal, square, or penny tile in the entire 50,000 square feet. And they are all amazing patterns. But we went up onto that fourth floor, which is sort of a music hall receiving room. It had those gorgeous stained glass skylights, and it had that pattern on the floor. And so we took tons of pictures of it, and I got in contact with Heritage Tile. It's heritagetile.com, and I sent them photographs of the floor, and I said, I want to duplicate this pattern. But it's not as easy as it sounds. I could either make the excuse you.
Shush, nobody heard that. Come on.
I can either make the artistic rendition of it, or they charge a very small nominal, what I think is a very reasonable fee, to lay the artwork out for you.
Which we had them do it, right?
Right. Then they sent us all of the color swatches that they did 2 color palettes for us, one a lighter and one a darker. And we ended up going with the slightly lighter because we wanted to match the Tennessee pink marble of those marble sinks. And then they create the pattern. That we gave them the exact measurements of the room, the bump out for the built-in case, and they create the pattern. However, mathematically, that pattern doesn't work in 12-inch squares. So when we got the pattern, on every 4th tile, we had to cut 2 strips. Yeah,
but it was pretty obvious. You see the pattern, so you realize that has been duplicated, so you just cut that one off. It's not hard.
Right. It's not hard, but everybody was like, oh, I didn't know it came in big squares like that. You can just lay it down.
No, it's a little harder than that.
It's a little harder than that. But that was the starting point from which the bathroom sort of came to life, and we used those colors and just kind of grew the design from there.
That's where the color came from, for sure.
It's Heritage Tile, and they will, if you can conceive it, if you can dream it, they can make it for you. And it was expensive. I'm not going to lie. We told you we were going to tell you pricing. The floor was the most expensive thing in the entire space. It was $4,600, but that includes the floor, the tile, the design service that they charged us to create the pattern and to lay it out in the space, and a rush fee. Right. And they got it to me in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
They got it quick, and because we were on a time crunch, but we've got a bunch left over. We could do another bathroom.
I think we're going to do another bathroom.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, the $4,600 was a lot of money, but you look at everything in there. We'll go through all of the money we spent on this also. So
yes, if somebody says, can I contact Heritage and say, can I have Laine's floors? I bet you, Kira, Kira was my,
I think it's
Kira, my customer service rep. I guarantee you, if you contacted Heritage and said, I want Laine's floors, she'll know exactly what, and then she could do, and they'll do it for you in any color. So if you love the shape, but you want different colors, absolutely, they'll do it for you in whatever your color scheme is.
So let's talk through just the rest of the bathroom before we get to people's questions.
Okay.
You had already purchased the Apothecary cabinet, right?
I had months ago. Months
ago, she had the Apothecary cabinet, and so she was thinking, yes, this beautiful floor and a place of wellness.
Yes.
Stop reading the comments. We're going to do that later.
Well, no, I've just had several people ask about how my recovery is going after surgery. I'm tired today. Surgery. I'm those people that has like bad anesthesia brain, so much I have to go
her brain is more like mine now.
General anesthesia. It takes me a long time to get over it, so I'm really tired, but I'm doing great, and I'm feeling better every day. So for the
thank you for
4 or
all
5
your
people who've
wishes.
asked, thank you so much. I'm doing much better. We're not going to talk about what it was. It was private, but I'm doing great. So thank you. But if I seem a little like, it's because my brain is telling me it's time to go take a nap.
She's going to go take a nap right after this.
Okay, so go ahead. Sorry. Yes, we did have the Apothecary cabinet.
We had the Apothecary cabinet, and so the Apothecary theme, which was brilliant, I thought.
Thank you.
Went with the floors. Did you already have the sinks as well?
I had already bought the sinks. So, this is something I do.
Yeah.
Our attic is full of assets. Full, because we know we're going to be doing these houses. So if I see a great deal on something, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to grab that. So I got both of those sinks for $150 from Madison Street Salvage in Indiana. They're online at Madison Street Salvage. It's a charity. People donate to them. Their pricing is incredible. And what's funny is I bought a bedroom set from them for a different house. The delivery guy got there to pick up the bedroom set. He was there loading it up. I saw the sinks online and called him and was like, I need to buy these sinks and I need you to bring these sinks too. And so we'd had the sinks in the attic for a long time as well. So we had a lot of the pieces.
In fact, while we were there, we got like 7 more sinks delivered, didn't we?
Yes, we did. I buy sinks. Sinks are hard to find, and when you find them at a good price.
If you're not doing 5 houses like we are, you may not need to do that. But yes, she shops all the time. So she had those. They all went together well. Like we said, we kind of had the colors of the floor made to work with the sinks. And then we had the natural woods in there. We picked the paint color. We kind of went back and forth between a couple of different colors there.
This is a great tip on this too. There is a website called I think it's either The Color Shop or colorshop.com. They sell for $5 a piece from Benjamin Moore, Sherwin-Williams, Farrow & Ball, maybe Pittsburgh Paints, big sticky color sample swatches that you can peel and stick on your wall. And so it's a big chunk of the color, and they're very, very close to the actual color. So I bought several of those, and we were able to really pick the one that had the right base tone, because I knew I wanted sort of a juniper green as the base tone for everything in different shades. So from a very light juniper to the darkest juniper, and it's hard to find that in paint. So I was able to get all those swatches from Color Shop and pick the one I wanted. We chose Teresa's green from Farrow & Ball, but I'm cheap. And I'm not going to pay 120 gallons for a gallon of paint.
I've never even heard of them.
$120 for a gallon of paint.
120 gallons?
So I took it to Sherwin-Williams.
For $1 of paint?
And they copied it. And it took 1 gallon to do. So we had our primer tinted. Always have your primer tinted, the same color or as close as they can to your paint. And then it will only take you 1 coat usually of paint on top of that.
Yeah.
Usually.
And just another designer tip, and this kind of comes from your fashion world and my graphic design world. Do different tones of the colors that you want.
Right.
It doesn't all have to be the exact same green. As long as they're all in the same family, it gives you a warmer, broader palette.
Right. You want the base color to be the same tone. So if you have a green that's got a blue base, you can put as many blue-based greens in a room as you want to. It's going to look incredible. Yeah. Same thing with reds.
You know how you pick up that card that has all the blue shades on it? They're all in the same family, and you can use all of those in the same room.
Yes. There was another question I saw. Okay, so go ahead. Sorry. I'm making him be in charge of
Oh, yeah.
Because my brain is...
I thought, let's go through what it took to put the floor down. and
Okay.
how they sent it to us a little bit more.
Okay, right. So they create the pattern. They lay out the pattern, not on anything. They just lay it out and measure it. And then they put a huge piece of sticky plastic on it, and then they cut it into the squares.
So it's a little unlike ones that you see at Home Depot or wherever that we've used before as well. They have the mesh on the bottom.
Right.
You just leave on them, you put them down, and then
Grab it, and you're good to go.
And you're good to go. This one has the material on top of it.
And it's very sticky.
It's very sticky. So you want to make sure you got it down good and solid,
With
because
thin
if
set.
you don't, you're going to pull it up and the tile's going to come up with it.
Yeah, and you want to give it. So this was the I told him we're not going to tell him any of the problems we had, but I will say
Always a problem.
I'm going to say one problem that we did have because we were in such a time crunch is we only gave our thin set like 24 hours to harden.
Even that, did we even?
I don't know. I think it wasn't even
Yeah.
that long, and it was very cold, and thin set doesn't harden as quickly when it's cold. So when we started to peel up the plastic, some of the tiles started popping with it. If you give your thin set time to set, it becomes mortar and they're not going to pop up. Also, a heat gun. I discovered a heat gun made it about half the time to get the plastic off.
That was in their instructions too.
Yeah.
But also, we also know that when they laid these tiles back in 1920 or 1910 or
1880.
1880, back when they used to do it, they would just basically put down concrete and they would put the tile down and they would squish it into the concrete. The concrete would then become...
They didn't have grout.
Yeah, it would then become the grout.
It was set in the concrete.
So that's why those are like set so firmly, they're not going anywhere.
That's why you see an entire street of storefronts that the stores are gone. They've been knocked down. There's no more. But the tiles are all still there at the front. It's because those tiles, the old ones, are actually set down into the concrete. So the more thin set that you put down, and then just use sanded grout around them, the more historically accurate your application is going to be.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Do you want to read some of those? I still have a few here.
Sure. Somebody asked about the Apothecary bottles. Did we make the labels for the bottles, or were they already labeled? Yes. I had a huge collection of Apothecary bottles that are old, so a ton of them were already labeled. But I wanted like glass cleaner and bleach water and shampoo, and so I had my graphic artist over here copy those.
And if you don't live with a graphic artist,
I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, but he copied those for me so that the new ones, the things that I needed new labels on, could look exactly like the historic Apothecary labels. There was one up there.
Well, here's another good one that I wanted to talk about today anyway. They're talking about how long did it take to lay out the floor plan, and what did you do with the floor plan? We use a program called 3D Live. It's pretty simple software. It's not super expensive, and you can use it, and it does everything by the size. So when you draw out your room, you can do it exactly proportionally. And we knew how big the cabinet was. We knew how big our toilets and our sinks and our tub were, and our windows. And so you're able to move all of that around in your space and come up with your floor plan, in which we actually moved ours around up until, actually after we even had our plumbing roughed in, we moved things after that, as you probably saw in the video. And
you'll do that too, because you'll walk into a space and it'll be like, on paper, it's phenomenal. So good on paper, but now that I'm in here, I just feel like this really should be over here instead of over here, and that's okay. It's going to cost you a little bit of extra money if you've already roughed in your plumbing, but that's another situation where having a good relationship with your plumber and a good relationship with your electrician, you should be like, look, I'm paying you for this job. I know it's going to take you literally 15 minutes to move this, and it's going to cost you $5 in pipe. So let's talk about a realistic price to move what I want to have moved. Don't be afraid to be like, no, you're not going to charge me $4,000 more because I want to move my toilet 4 feet.
I will say though, something we learned a long time ago, when you're getting prices for doing some kind of a restoration, and you get this set price from this electrician, this set price from plumber, a lot of times what their little trick is, when you make a change, the price for the change is really expensive.
Yeah.
So you've already decided you want to use them. It's almost inevitable that you will have
a change
at some point. So they will then say, well, that change is going to be this much, or they won't tell you at all. And then later you find out, oh my gosh, it was that much. So be very specific about changes before you get into working with these people.
Yeah,
so,
and again,
that's one of their tricks.
Educated about how much
It should
6
cost.
feet of PEX pipe cost, how long it's going to take to reroute a piece of PEX from here to here and run that new stack is going to be, you should be able to calculate in your head, okay, this is literally $30 worth of materials and 3 hours of your time at $75 an hour. That's what the price is going to be. Because if you don't know how much they charge an hour and you don't know how much that material is, your $350 change is going to be $3,500. I promise you that all day long and twice on Sunday. Let's see, there was a question I really wanted to. Oh, somebody asked about the joist and the wood hardener. Shoot, where did it go?
You need to scroll up.
Dang, yeah. How do we scroll up? Where did I buy the Apothecary cabinet? How much was it? I bought it on Facebook Marketplace. I paid $2,000. That was too much money. How much did it cost us to complete the whole bathroom? So you want to go ahead and touch?
Sure, let's go through those numbers.
It was $14,466, and I'm not kidding. I think that's exactly what we got. It was on your phone. Look at your calculator.
Oh, now this
400.
Her brain's not that foggy.
$466. So this does not include like towels and toilet paper because
we assume you have towels.
We assume you have
or
those.
TJ
We'll have to buy this. So the plumbing, our plumber charges $2,500 to do a bathroom, including a toilet. So since we bought our own toilet, we put $2,000 for the plumbing. The electrical was $800.
Now, let me just say real quick, because we've had a lot of people say, what's it like doing one room at a time as opposed to doing the whole house? For the most part, it's really not that different other than we actually just had the electrician do that one room.
Yeah.
We've got to do all the new electrical in the rest.
I like it, though.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure.
I like it.
But the plumbers, they roughed in all the plumbing. You can't really do one room necessarily.
The plumbing is one thing you can't do one room at a time. So it's all
electrical
there.
is kind of weird too. But anyway, it hadn't been bad at all. I mean, we go to the next room, we'll have to do the electrical again. But for
we were
the most
talking
part,
about the price for the whole thing. They didn't ask about how weird it
I know, but I'm saying that the electrical price ties into the fact that we're doing one room at a time.
Right. But it was $800 to do the electrical, all the electrical in the one room. That's the price that we got on that. The sconces above the sinks were $378. The central light fixture was $75. The apothecary cabinet was $2,000. The tub and shower enclosure and all of the hardware, the ceiling mount, all of that was $1,400. The sinks were $150. The faucets, I got them off of Amazon. I'm a bargain shopper, like I told you. I had found these faucets. I wanted them. They were priced at $250 a piece on a specialty site. I found these same ones from the same company at $125 a piece on Amazon. So I got those for $250. The floor was $4,600. The paint was $63. The central cabinet between the two sinks, that was kind of my big splurge because I really, really wanted that. It was $800. And then our push button light switches were $150. There you go. So that comes to $14,466. There were some other little expenses like paint rollers,
drywall, and
painter's tape, mastic, like there's little things. And then there was the carpentry, but for most of you, you're not going to be having to replace all the joists in your floor.
Some of that would apply to you, some of it wouldn't apply to you. I mean, not many people are putting a 8-foot piece of furniture in their room either,
Yeah. But even our carpentry, like all the carpentry was $575 because we did so much of it ourselves. So the wall and the joist and everything cost us under $1,000. The drywall was, about $500. So you see these huge restorations. On TV, and they're like, we're spending $50,000 on this bathroom.
And a contractor would happily help you spend $50,000.
But I think 10. That's a huge room. Just so you guys know, that is it's 10 feet by almost 17 feet. Right. It is a big space. So it is not
hard to tell in the
room.
video exactly the size of that space, but it is a large room.
Yeah. Somebody wants to know, loves the marble restore with the mineral oil. Should you do that with the modern marble sink surround? No. Modern marble, first of all, don't do it with any kind of Carrera or white marble. No, nothing that's a white marble. That's only good for soapstone, slate, or that Tennessee pink marble, because those have a very different porous consistency. So those are really the three stones that it's super good to use that mineral treatment on. You do not want to do it on Carrara. It's going to make it look oily, for lack of a better word. It soaks down into that white stone more. There are some products for marble, but they're not. It depends on what kind of marble you have and is it honed, is it polished. That could be a whole segment.
I guess when talking about the tile, we should have mentioned you also have to put a sealer.
Oh yes, you do have to seal it
on that top. I just scroll up.
I was doing it.
Huh? You want to go back up to the top?
No, I was going down
because we haven't addressed any of these.
All of these are highs. Do you see what he does to me? Do you see how?
Laine, I'm telling you, you haven't looked at any of these.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Those are all just high. You just did that in front of all 166 of these people.
Did what? Somebody's ready for our tips and tricks book.
I've read all those.
Oh, okay.
And do we go to salvage yards? That is a question that we get asked a lot. Do we go to salvage places? Typically, no, because salvage places, so they have two tricks. Well, they have one trick that really makes me angry, and that is they don't price anything. So you have to go ask, how much is everything? Which means it's whatever they feel like it is that day, right? It's if they look at you and they're like, oh, those folks look like they can afford a $700 sink, it's $700. So I don't like that at all. Or they're very expensive. I'm a big believer that restoration shouldn't be a rich man's game. It's not a rich man's game, shouldn't be a rich man's game. And I think big salvage places that aren't like charity based or upcycling, kind of places tend to price it like it is. They price like designer showrooms. There are several places on Instagram that we buy. There are, like I said, Madison Street Salvage, Good as Old on Instagram. Those places are selling pieces at what they should be sold for, and you can find them and not spend. I could spend my entire budget on like the two sinks in the bathtub if I wanted to at a salvage place.
I think we just got some new ones that have popped down here. So where were we? Here?
I don't know. I've heard all those.
Further down?
Yes. Somebody keeps saying that there's
Your
no
sound is
audio.
down. Hello?
Can you guys hear us now?
I had to refresh and come back, and it's all good. Somebody says, Uh-oh. And then somebody said the audio was okay for them.
I'll keep going down to see.
Oh, so if you're having audio problems, I guess refresh. Someone said that works. Someone wants to know, how will we heat the room? I will say we will put central heat and air in this house, which is another thing you basically got to do the whole house at one time. And we have not done that yet, but we will.
Patricia, that was your question. What is your Joyce question? Ask again. I saw your question, and then that yours is the one I was looking for, and then I missed it.
Oh.
And I don't know that I'll see it if you send it on Instagram.
Let's see.
Don't go back up and try to find it, because then we'll lose all these.
Well, I see I have to replace some joists and install a cast iron tub.
That's not, is that Patricia?
Those are both Patricia George, yes.
Let's see.
And her sound is back also, so that's good.
I think what you asked, Patricia, and I'm not sure because it was really, really high. We can't go back and find it. There's no way. Do you have to remove the rotten places once you use the wood hardener? So go back and watch our earliest video. It's either one or two,
I think,
where we specifically address the wood hardener. we had one throughout that room. All the joists were bad. Like all had powder post beetle. Like all had dry rot. We had one joist that after we put the wood hardener on, it still was just powder. There was nothing left of it but just like cellulose. It was basically paper. So we took that one out. The rest of them we left there. We put the wood hardener on. We left there and insistered in joists on every single one, just for extra support. They will never be as strong, no matter what you do, as they were to begin with. But you can leave them there, sister in those new joists, and we show you the full process on how to sister those in properly, and you'll at least have a little bit of extra support. And no, you don't have to remove the rotten areas if you don't want to. It's just whether or not there's so much rot and so much loss that joist is actually going to be giving you any additional support once you sister in and put in your new joist. But overall, it's really an easy process. It's not something to be afraid of at all.
No, and if you're putting in a cast iron tub and you're really worried about that area taking so much weight, you can dig a footer, put a footer there and make our own little pier just for that area, or even stack cinder blocks there and put 4x4s there and put some extra support on that area if you want to.
Hey, Mitch. So this is my new friend online, Mitch.
Oh, hey, Mitch.
who is in Britain and interacts with me a lot now. We're new Instagram friends. He's one of our newer followers. But thank you so much for being here.
Sending us euros. Thank you.
Pounds. Those are pounds.
Oh, pounds. I'm so
Mitch
stupid.
lives in England. Pounds.
It's a little squiggle. It's not a dollar sign. I know that.
Yes. But welcome. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, Patricia, we go into how to sister those in. We show us cutting that out. So
yeah, and it may be worth watching a few times because we use construction adhesive. We bolt them together. So there's a lot of steps, but they're really easy and well worth doing.
You want to talk about the window some? I just saw somebody talk about, the window.
Oh, thank you, Patricia. We put in piers under where the cast iron tub is. Very smart. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Very smart thing to do, Patricia. Putting extra support. What you have to remember when you put in a cast iron tub in a room where there was no cast iron tub is those piers are not originally spaced to hold that much weight. Then you've got the weight of the water, which is often 200-300 pounds. Then you have the weight of the person. So you need to make sure that you try to get a cast iron tub that the overall weight is going to be dispersed over not one, but like 2 or 3 joists. And then you put some more support with some extra piers underneath those. But you said you're already doing that. So that's great. Somebody asked earlier too about storm windows and our old windows. What are we going to do about storm windows? We typically, there's a couple things you can do. You can actually create an interior invisible storm window, which is one of the things I recommend doing. Hey, history lover, let me get this question answered and then we'll get on to your question. That we recommend doing, you can create a frame that that fits inside your window sash, your interior window frame. You can't even see that it's there. And you put plexiglass on it. It creates a firm seal, keeps that wind from blowing in and out of your windows, and then you pop them out in the summer and you're golden. This house that we live in, we have traditional storm windows over the top of our original windows because they help with sound as well. We live downtown and they help muffle our sound a lot. So I am not opposed to a modern storm window as long as you get one that has like an invisible rim, and I love them. So what room are we doing next? Yeah, potentially 200 to 300 pounds for people. Yeah, if you get in the cast iron tub, you got another couple hundred pounds.
I weigh 375 pounds.
So History Lover wants to know what room we're going to do next.
So we are not going to do a room next. I know that makes a lot of sense that we would do another room
in Melly.
But, and we're going to tell you all the reasons we're doing this, but we are going to Natchez next to work on Pearl.
Yes, we're going to get Pearl finished. And we buy these houses for different reasons. Different houses for different reasons. I know, well,
different houses for different purposes. The houses, Janie and Melly, are both going to be part of an urban garden complex that we hope to make a nonprofit. We'd love to get all you guys involved in that. We want to get the city and the college involved in that. But that is going to be down the road. So we wanted to get this bathroom done, but now we're moving to Pearl. And with Pearl, she is on an amazing street and she needs a good amount of
it's cosmetic.
rehabilitation, but
she needs
a little
rehabilitation.
more cosmetic. But
yes,
we're going to be putting in a new bathroom, a couple of walls, redoing the kitchen completely. But we are going to make her beautiful again, 21st century beautiful.
No.
21st century historically beautiful.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, you say it.
Well, we're just going to rehabilitate her to look like a beautiful historic rehabilitation, and then she's going on the market
with 21st century amenities.
Amenities. There you go.
There you go.
So that is something I would really like to know from you guys. So we are having an internal debate
over the
and it is a pretty intense internal debate between the two of us. And even I have a really strong opinion, but then I can't decide if it's my opinion or not. Should we do right now? We could easily do 2 bedrooms, 3 baths. Easy.
Right now it has 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom.
And then it's like a weird storage room.
And a weird room in the back that was probably a porch at one point and then closed.
So we can either do 2 good-sized bedrooms, one of those bedrooms having a great big bathroom, a bedroom-sized bathroom.
Like a bathroom we just did, basically.
Yeah. Or we can do 3-3, where all the bedrooms will have a bathroom and the main bedroom will have a good sized bath. It's the one bath that's in there. It'll have a double vanity, a toilet, good sized shower, but it won't be like a massive showplace.
Is that also the one we're going to have to share with company too, or is
no,
the third one?
The third one would be the one that we would share with company.
So, all right. So this home Pearl is in Natchez, Mississippi.
Noelle says 3-3. Dwight says 3-3. I'm winning so far. I'm the 3-3.
Hush! Pearl is in Natchez, Mississippi. A lot of people retire to Natchez, Mississippi. A lot of people who are empty nesters will probably be in the market for this home. It is on this amazing, beautiful street. I know a 3-3 sells better typically everywhere, but you're not going to have a master bath, a main bath that you would have in this house that is going to be amazing, great to enjoy. Everybody says 3-3.
I can make a moderately sized bathroom amazing. And the bathroom that would be the main bathroom would still be a moderately sized bathroom, but really, I would make it very special.
Patricia says 2 bedrooms. I got one person on my side.
There were 2. I saw another.
Oh, okay. Just I avoided that one. There's one. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. So it's probably going to be people older than us even.
But look, as a retired person, my 3-3 isn't as big as I would like it. So hell no on the 2.
My 3-3 isn't as big as I would like.
Probably house. My 3-3 house isn't as big.
Yeah, and so that's the other thing. This house is about 1,700 square feet. It's not an enormous house. I know they're going to have visitors. You know, also Natchez is a state that people come to, or it's a city that people come to visit. This is funny. The 3, 2.5 isn't actually an option.
It's not. It's crazy.
Because of the way we're going to have to lay this out. It's either going to be 3-3
or 2-3.
2-3.
Yeah, it's a strange.
Or 2.5. We could make that a half, but if we wanted to.
Which one?
The one that's there now, basically turn it into a half bathroom.
Space, though, because it's a big bathroom. It needs it would be silly to make it a half.
There's no central hall, and getting to things is not super easy. So I don't know. The first thing we do when we get there,
Carol and I do agree with you on that. For retired folks, bigger bedrooms and bathrooms, so 2 bedrooms limits visitors too. That's why we have a home that has 1 bedroom. So that
exactly. I'm sorry you can't come stay with us. We only have 2 bedrooms.
But see here, Mitch says cleaning a 3 bedroom is a bugger. Bathroom. It's still going to be 3 bathrooms.
It's the same space.
No matter what, it's still going to have 3 toilets. No matter what we do.
Rock, paper, scissors, Dwight says. Right?
I know.
Oh. Yeah, the B&B thing, I don't know. There's so many there.
It's so saturated.
And it wouldn't make a great B&B. There's no good
It
parking.
would be a good Airbnb. Wouldn't be a great.
It would be a good Airbnb
B&B.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and more people in the market probably for the 3-3. Now, it's not going to be a cheap house by any means.
I mean, for some people here, it's going to be a really cheap house. We're thinking when we're done with it, we're going to be able to price it between $250 and $275. That, in
Some
many
people may think
areas,
that's nothing.
is expensive house. In many areas, that's pocket change. So, it just depends upon your area.
Well, yeah, Amanda says we should ask realtors what people are
But we
looking
have.
for. And
We've
that's a
had
good
two different
question.
opinions. We've got
We
two
have?
realtors. Yes, the realtor that sold us the house was a single woman, and she wanted a 2-2 or a 2-3. Then the woman that... So the listing agent was like, I wanted a 2-2. I think it's great like this. You don't need to add another bedroom. Then the woman that was technically our realtor was like, oh, it has to be 3-3.
She did?
Yes. She was like, it's got to be 3-3. People are going to want that third bed. So we're literally...
If we were buying that house finished,
Mhm.
we would want it to be 2-3.
Right, but like I said, we live in a one-bedroom home. So
I would enjoy the bathroom so much better. I mean, if any of you like a big master bathroom, we've got an enormous one here. We love it. Thank you so much, John.
John,
got your shirt in the mail.
Good. Awesome, thank you.
Thank you, John. I'm glad you got your t-shirt. Which t-shirt did you get? What's the date today, too, by the way? The 12th? I guess we could say, I think that if you ordered a t-shirt today,
You think it would
you
get there
could
in
still
time?
get it by Christmas.
I don't know.
Our turnaround time is right at 12 to 14 days, so
Yeah.
it would be close.
Yeah. See, Jamie is correct. A third bedroom could be used as a home office. That's very true.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Use the porch as a sunroom.
We really don't need a sunroom, Dalton, because this house has a 3/4 wraparound porch and that faces the river and overlooks what is going to be the sunsets over the Mississippi.
But now, if they wanted to make that back bedroom a drink coffee and read your paper, I guess they could do that / office.
Yeah.
And that's when I put it in the back one, right?
He got the new shirt. That's my favorite too.
Old is the new, isn't that great? I love that.
The master that Patricia's putting in is about 8x10. So this main bath is about 10 by probably.
I know the bath's there now.
Yeah.
It's square. Remember, it's square. I think it's 10 by 10.
Is it 10 by 10?
It's either 10 by 10 or like 8 by 8.
It looks like it's a rectangle, but it's not.
Let's see.
It's a good size.
It may be 10 by 10.
And you give it to me, and I will make it. I mean, I already know. I already have the sink for it. I have a double marble vanity with the bowls. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. So I don't know.
But can you imagine if we put another bathroom in like we just put in?
I can't, but that's a lot more money.
House.
That's a lot more money. Okay, so an office is a big deal for people that work at home, and that's very, 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 very true. And I know a lot of retirees still do some like online kind of thing. It's not weird to have more bathrooms than bedrooms, Liz, because you want to have a guest, because these bathrooms are actually in bedrooms, and you don't want your guests that come to your house to have to go into your bedroom to use your bathroom. So, so it would be 2-3 with the third being a guest bath.
The layout of this, the main bedroom has to remain the main bedroom.
Yeah.
And it is huge, and there's no good way to get to the other bedroom, so it's not like we can have 2 bedrooms share a bathroom. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's a strange layout. We're gonna make it work, and it's gonna be really cool. But it's a different kind of layout.
Patricia's is 10 by 12, which is a good size.
That's a good size.
Yeah.
See, Mitch, and this is me, like I said, with anesthesia brain. So my thoughts are running slower. Mitch says, per usual, I'm presenting a very strong case.
She was a debate person in college, so she always wins our arguments. A spa bath and relaxing and restoring. See, well, Patricia's the only one she keeps coming to my defense.
Kevin has a champion.
I know.
But there are several people that see your point, and I see the point. I walk in there and I'm like, okay, I can see it. I know that when people are searching on Zillow and Realtor.com, which is how 9/10 of homes are found these days, they're putting in their search criteria 3-3.
3-3, yeah.
Or 3-2.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to be, no, Virginia, the way that we would be able to do the 3-3, the third bathroom, when the third bedroom would actually have an access both from the third bedroom and a hallway so it would serve as both.
Oh, what's funny, Noelle, is that Laine is not even completely sold herself.
I haven't even looked at myself. I'm not.
She says, I have a feeling Laine's going to win. Laine wins all the arguments, but she's not even completely sold.
Turn out. You've seen the bathroom. What more proof do I need?
I'm sure that it will be beautiful. I just know that because that one will be, how big would that room be? Do you remember the bathroom there? But see, the other thing is master closet, main closet. It would have a big main closet. Right now, it would not have a main closet, a big main closet.
It would have a closet.
It would sacrifice closet space and bathroom space to do the 3-3 as opposed to the 2-3.
Yeah, if they would have more standard old house closets as opposed, just smaller.
Right.
Normal.
So how many of you out there love your big main closets and your big main bathrooms? Yes. So their second bedroom is an office, no room for guests.
See,
I think there's a lot of people out there who's like, yeah, we don't need any.
The last house we had, I'm not lying when I tell you this. We lived. Our last home was a block up the street. It's 4,400 square feet. It had 5 bedrooms, and the job that I have this very nice boutique, and we would have clients come in from out of town all the time, and they always wanted to stay in our upstairs because it was very private and laid out. And so we always had. It was like we were running a B&B for free. And so when we did this house, we were like, no more. I will pay to put them in a hotel. Did we get any of the bad weather? It went around. It literally went.
Tracy loves her big closet.
Around us. The tornado sirens did go off. I did start grabbing puppy dogs, and I was ready to go.
Yeah, by the time we got the news on, we could see it wasn't by us.
Yeah, it had already kind of gone past us a little bit.
5:45 a.m. in Japan. Hello, Japan.
Bye, Jesse. Thanks for coming.
We'll save this, and you can go back and watch the rest anytime.
Big closet.
So see, we didn't throw that in. Now that's a different.
That is a different story. But I will say, in our Florida home, the home that we did in Florida, Fern. If you haven't seen that on Instagram, our closet in Fern was like 5 by 5. The one in Melly is like 5 by 5.
There.
It'll be longer, but
we'll have to do armoires on.
And some armoires. Okay, let's see. We got some more.
I know we've kind of veered off into.
I know we're supposed to be talking about our other house.
Well, I mean, if you have more questions about the bathroom, we've answered a lot of those. But the first thing we do, so we're going to move to Natchez. We are going to take a vacation in January. Badly needed vacation. When we go to Natchez and we start getting the Pearl, we're going to tell you all the reasons we purchased this house. There's a video of Pearl up already now. But
I want to live in Italy so bad.
No, we're going to come see you.
Yeah.
Allie, maybe?
Ollie?
Why did we purchase this home? What's great about it? And what is our reasoning for doing the changes that we're going to do?
I like that idea. Somebody says, consider showing the Apothecary labels as printable. We could do that so easy on the website.
Oh, sure.
Oh, the color scheme. Oh, hang on. You want to see the color scheme for Inside Pearl? Hang on. You keep talking to me, answering questions.
Oh, they all agree with me. Everybody agrees. There's been 40 or 50 people just now say 2 bedrooms, 3 baths.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, look at you. He wins when I walk away.
I know. Isn't that crazy that it just happened when you walked away? Please come to London. Mitch, will you put us up when we come to see you?
Okay, Mitch, I have to ask you a question. And be honest, it's okay either way. Are you actually the actor, or do you run a fan page for the actor?
Oh, is that your friend Mitch?
Mitch, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Either way, it's cool.
Yeah, Patricia says she saw all those people too. What are you talking about, Lorraine?
You're the guy? Okay, so I was a theater major, Mitch.
He's an actor?
Yeah, he's one. Oh, so this is what I have said my whole life, and Kevin has said it too. I am so angry that I did not go to London to try to act to be a BBC actor. I am so angry that I did not go to London to try to work with the BBC. Okay, now I love you even more. I loved you before. I thought you were the coolest. Now you're even more the coolest. What do we know Mitch from? Mitch is my new friend on Instagram.
Yeah, but
I talk to all the time.
What's he been?
I'll show you later. Tons of everything.
Cool.
Mitch is in everything. So, okay, this is the entryway paper for Pearl. You can't really see it.
It's really just.
It's white. It looks like lace. So it's white with a little bit of iridescent.
I can see it.
And then a lace pattern. So that's the entryway. This is going to be the main bedroom. So foxglove, Mitch, you can see that I love my London flowers. We've got foxgloves.
We're doing a lot of wallpaper in pearl.
A lot of wallpaper in pearl. This is going to be one of the secondary rooms, which this is not gray. This is a sage green, peach, gray, a little bit of gray and white. This is the living room. Again, it's not gray. It looks like it is. This is actually a slate blue, and this is a slate blue outline for the flowers. And then this is the dining room. So those are going to be pearls color. We're doing a lot.
Is that what we used in our bedroom?
Yeah, our bathroom.
Our bathroom.
So lots of wallpaper. Lots of wallpaper. The wall behind us, wallpaper or mural? Wallpaper mural.
This one
yes,
here?
It's from the Goodies Wallpapers on Etsy. Let's see. So
is that who you used for the hall also?
Yes. So that kind of gives you an idea. Some very powdery, soft, bright. It's one of those spaces that I walked into and I was like, this space wants to be light and bright and airy.
They like your wallpaper.
Thank you.
Blues and greens. We are too.
Yeah, blues and greens.
We love blues and greens.
Those are my signature colors. I'll just keep going back to those. Yeah, Noel, behind the clock. Yes, it is. It's at here. You want to?
I don't know. We'll probably.
Let's see if I can go this way. Can you see? Is that showing it at all
well,
on the plan?
I mean,
it's a copy of a 1880s swallows flying over a pond illustration, and I just had her make it enormous for me. Yeah, it is. You need a tutorial on wallpaper hanging. It's not hard. We'll do that while we're doing the videos on pearl. We'll do a wallpaper tutorial because
there'll be a lot of it.
A lot of wallpaper.
A lot of it. And you've done some things probably as stories before.
Yes, but I've never done it
on Instagram. But are there any saved stories on Instagram?
No, there aren't. There aren't. I'm sorry that I outed you, Mitch, as a famous person. I didn't mean to. I should have asked you that privately.
What else did we want to accomplish today? Were there other questions that we wanted to talk about?
Yeah, so
we went over the pricing. We went over the...
So this, Mitch, is a William Morris pattern. This is one of the William Morris patterns. I've just done it in an updated colorway, a lighter colorway. And I typically, in small spaces, I like to keep the colors lighter because it just makes the rooms feel bigger. I am feeling better, Elizabeth. Thank you very much. How expensive is it to duplicate a wallpaper? Okay, so there's like two ways that you can do it, all right? You can go with your Etsy folks, which are absolutely fantastic. I did that whole wall. It was a $500 mural. Seems like a lot, but our ceilings are 12 feet tall, and this is an 18-foot wide wall, so it's huge. Or you can have a really, really fancy wallpaper company do it, and you're looking at thousands of dollars. So you know me, I want to do a bargain, always a bargain. And so I go with an Etsy creator. Or you have a graphic artist that you live with. And he gets his stuff printed for us too.
Marry a graphic artist.
Exactly.
Tell everybody that. Ulyssia did have Alicia?
Oh, Ulyssia
had a question, and she's looking at buying a home in a historic district and was just, heard bad stories about historic districts. And
hang on one second. Yeah. Nicole says her phone audio is cutting out. She had no idea what I said. Noelle.
Hopefully this is all saving.
It's all saving. It's all saving. So you can go back and watch it again later. Yeah, as a live. All right, sorry, go ahead.
So she's looking at buying a home in a historic district as opposed to an older home that's outside of a historic district, and worried about it. She's heard horror stories about historic districts. Mm-hmm. And we've said this many times. Usually historic districts are your friends. There's nothing that we will do to a home that historic district won't apply because we're using period appropriate everything, colors, windows. They're big with windows. They're big with doors, fences, all of that. They're want to be period appropriate. Yes. And so if you're a purist like we are, you will not have a problem with historic district.
Yeah, no.
You just have to have some things prior approved typically.
Yeah, but
you're good to go.
You should think of it as you're on the same team.
Yes.
Right? If you want to restore a home, they're your best friends. They will give you all the free advice in the world that you want. You can go ask them about colors, craftsmen, techniques, they will be there for you 100% of the way. And if you present, if let's say you want to put up a picket fence, all you have to do is find a photograph of a home of your period with a picket fence and say, here is proof that homes of this period have this treatment, and you should be fine. It's very, very easy. It's not something to be afraid of. Do you ever use vinyl siding?
No, we just, we've got a video of us taking the vinyl siding off of this house, kind of.
India wants to know, I think it's India, I can't see it because I have my contacts in,
Yes.
which means I can't see it closed.
In Elda.
In Elda. Do we ever regret a wallpaper or a color? What you need to know about me is that I change my interior decor in my own personal home so frequently I almost don't have time to regret it. I love doing this so much that about every 5 years, I'm going to be redoing something. I've never put something up and gone like, oh no, I hate this. Never. But I do change my interior design pretty frequently.
She also wanted to know, who was that in Elda?
Uh-huh.
She heard that we were preachers' kids and wondered if our dads still had churches. They're both retired now.
They're both retired.
But yes, we are both preachers' kids.
Bless our hearts. Dalton wants to know, would we ever start a business? If so, what type? We both own businesses.
I know. I'm like, yes, we would start businesses for sure.
I, at one point, owned
And
4
many
different
types.
businesses. One of them with him, so he owned 2 at a time, but he owns an advertising agency. I'm a bridal designer and own a bridal salon. But at one point, I was a bridal designer, owned a bridal salon, owned a formal wear boutique, and a gift shop. And we did this. So we've cut way back.
Yes, we're doing more of this. I hope you're glad.
Yes. Let's see. Well, yeah. So Robert says a family got in trouble for painting the masonry white on a 30s home in the historic district. You should never paint historic brick anyway. I would get onto you for painting masonry. It is the best way to absolutely destroy historic brick.
I know that's been really trendy to do.
Yeah.
But you can stain your brick, but it's really hard.
It's hard to do, and you can lime wash your brick. Lime washing your brick is historically accurate, and it will not destroy your brick. But historic bricks are low fire, which means the temperatures at which they baked them into brick form was not as hot as we make it now, and so it left it very porous. So it needs to breathe. There needs to be air exchange and moisture exchange inside that brick as the humidity levels rise and fall. And you put latex or oil-based paint on top of that, and it can't do that anymore. And what happens very quickly is your brick disintegrates. So that's why it's not because they don't like painted brick or don't think it looks good or don't want the family to be able to do what they want with their home. It's because they don't want the house to fall down.
Yes. Can you give the Etsy contact again? Somebody asked for that.
This is the Goodies Wallpapers, Goodies Wallpapers. And then another one that we use a lot is Wallpapers for the number 4 Beginners. His is actually printed like really old wallpaper on 24 by 36 sheets, and it's actual paper, so it's a little more challenging to put up. Is there any update on moving Willa? We have decided we're having to kind of.
Have we? What have we decided?
Well, we've decided we're having to pace our projects, right? So obviously Pearl is next, but we've decided that we're going to dismantle her and move her wherever it is she's going to go.
I know. Can you believe that?
We're going to take her apart because that's the only way to make it possible.
It's crazy, I know, but we've got the perfect person to do it, and we're going to label it all and put it back together and move it. Where is the question?
Where's the question? Mitch is correct. Lime wash is beautiful. Lime wash is beautiful. We've actually used lime wash here in this house. I am plaster and lime wash. I'm like a disciple of those materials. They're natural. They're beautiful. Lime wash on brick is glorious. So much better option.
So all the shows that paint brick, it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably okay to paint newer brick, isn't it?
That's
been fired.
Super modern brick. And I'm talking like 90s or later. Because those have been fired industrially at a very consistent temperature, and they are much less porous. But honestly, anything before that, I still think is dangerous.
Yeah, we would have happily moved Willa with a moving company had it not been ridiculous from the power company and the telecommunications companies.
Yeah, absolutely. I see you painted your home's floors white. Would you recommend that in a small Victorian home where the original wood floors were an orangey oak? Okay, here's the deal on painted floors. People get all over me on these videos constantly about our painted floors. Oh my God, why did you paint your floors? I can't do that. Painted floors were de rigueur in the Victorian era. Here's the deal.
De rigueur. De rigueur.
Shut up.
What does it mean?
All the rage.
There you go.
Carpets were the symbol of wealth. Wall-to-wall carpeting was the symbol of wealth in the Victorian era. So everybody was trying to mimic the highest end look. Wood floors were poor people floors in the Victorian era as a general rule. So what you will see, we have never purchased a Victorian home that did not have in at least one room evidence of floor paint in some room. So what you would see often were rugs, because people couldn't afford wall-to-wall carpeting, and then they would edge the rug with paint that coordinated to give the illusion of a painted wood floor. Now, am I telling you to go paint your floors that have never been painted? No. Am I telling you not to do it? No. Because the thing about paint on wood is it can be reversed. If it can be reversed, I'm not totally opposed to it. Somebody's going to kill me for saying that out loud. Sorry, we have to like we have to read these too.
They want to stain one of the floors gray to avoid the orange color.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the colored stains. That's what we try to do in this house. Let me give you one little word of advice. Wax. So stain then wax. Don't stain then poly, because your poly will turn yellow and it turns the color that you've stained it. That's what we were going to whitewash these floors. We whitewashed them. They were beautiful. Then we polyed them. Remember, we did this house 11 years ago and the poly turned yellow. So then we had like orange yellow floor. We had to paint them.
Get back to your orange floors again.
Yes.
So we use a marine paint, which is like a saltwater boat paint, basically. Yeah. And it is very resilient, durable.
Yes.
We've got big dogs. It stands up to scratches. It's great.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, the whole Willa saga is still ongoing, and we don't know exactly what we're going to do with her. But one of the reasons we're doing Pearl is
so we can have the money to do.
So we can have the money to do Willa.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's the absolute truth. We're going to make more money off of Pearl.
Yeah. Somebody asked earlier about the difference between poly for your floors and shellac for your floors. I do not recommend shellac as a floor finish because it is very susceptible to water. You can't put water on it. You can't, if you drop, like say you're doing your fingernails and you drop a cotton ball with acetone on your floor, by the time you pick that cotton ball up off your floor, your shellac melts. Shellac is a very malleable substance. Even after it's set for 100 years, it's very, very malleable. So I do not recommend putting shellac on your floor. Wax, beautiful, beautiful. Poly, if you want to do poly, but not shellac.
Ruth is already over there shopping at the Etsy shop.
I love it.
For
a while, she had a
Don't
discount.
You think we should get kickbacks from Etsy?
Yeah, right.
And Heritage Tile.
Yeah, that is one thing. Again, for you guys who are new here, we do not get anything for promoting any of these companies.
But I will take anything.
But we'll take it. No, but we do that just because that way you guys know we're really recommending products for you. Sean, we're not. The plan was to put her on Louise's site. We don't know about that right now.
Yeah, it goes back to cost issue.
Cost. That, price per square foot, we have to look at return on investment. And we're okay breaking even, but we're not okay in the hole. And so we have to kind of consider that.
Allie wants to know what shellac would be in Italian.
I don't know, Allie, but I will tell you what it's made of. Shellac is made from denatured alcohol and bug, the thorax, desiccated bug bits. Let me look that up. Hang on. If I can find it better than
it was made from.
No, it still is made
from. Is it really?
Yeah, that's what shellac still is. Isn't he cute?
Because I told them no bugs were harmed in the making of this.
Well, my new one, because I use gel stain and denatured alcohol. Yeah. You can still read questions while I
Well, I
Google.
don't know the answer. Is there a safe way to use denatured alcohol indoors on our woodwork? Well, you'll definitely want to open all the windows.
Allie,
Oh, is it shellac? It's going to be reversed, though.
it says it's
That's
Gomalaka.
reversed. Gamalaka.
Gomalaka. Here.
Gumalaka.
Gumalaka.
There you go. Man, do we deliver or what? Beetles. Patricia says Beetles.
Beetles.
Yes.
You can say your typical opposite of typical flippers. We are not flippers, and we consider flippers a dirty.
It's kind of a dirty word, yes.
A dirty word.
Well, if they want to take a 1995 house and update it to 2021 and flip it, then I guess they can be a flipper.
Yeah, but that's not what we do.
No.
Have you done a tour of your existing properties? Yes. So we have on this channel, we have a tour of this house. Now, of course, it has changed since the tour. I've finished some things, redone some things.
Yeah, at least it has this new bathroom and new kitchen.
But we also have, there's a video that says we're redoing 4 Victorians at once, and that has our current projects. And then we have a walkthrough
Except
tour.
that doesn't have Pearl, right? That was before Pearl.
No, wait, I think it's when we bought Pearl. Anyway, but then there's a walkthrough of Pearl, there's a walkthrough of Melly, there's a walkthrough of Willa. So you can see all of the properties that we're working on at the same time on the channel. Patricia's got to leave us. Bye, Patricia.
Bye, Patricia. Thanks for
much.
playing. Go enjoy your big bathroom. I don't know if she's done with it yet.
She's not, but she's working on it. She's going to be good. It's going to be fabulous. Send us pictures on Instagram when you're done with your bathroom. Does anybody else have any other questions about I thought we were going to get like so many questions about doing the other bathroom. How do we learn all of our techniques? Trial and error.
We just jumped in and did them, honestly.
Yep.
But again, I cannot recommend enough watching our Restoration Nation videos on
It's
YouTube.
true.
I mean, that's a
We
great
try
place
to
to
be a
learn.
learning
That's
channel.
where we learned all of our stuff.
What? Somebody asked what color grout do we use in the tile flooring. It's just, we picked it was called pewter sanded grout, but we wanted the one that looked most like cement because that's what is historically accurate. So that's what we picked.
Oh, have you used the Cobra paint stripping tool from Echo Strip?
No, that
Somebody
I have
else who
the
owes us
big
money.
Version, the little version. They don't owe us money.
We've sold them so many things.
We've sold so many
so many
for them.
products
Yes,
for them.
the short answer is yes, and we
We love Cobra.
Love it, love it.
We
love
don't
it.
love stripping paint though.
No, we hate it.
But that makes it at least somewhat bearable. One of the things that we like least is stripping paint.
You should be as long you can use denatured alcohol indoors as long as you are in a well ventilated area. And by well ventilated, I mean even if you turn on like a fan, just keep the air.
Get some airflow
moving.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put a fan in there.
Vivian, here's the deal. So I quoted that floor with 3 companies. The next least expensive option was $12,000 for the same floor, and they were going to take 6 weeks for a rush and charge me a $500 rush fee. That was the next least expensive option. Now, in Janie's bathroom, if you go back and you watch the video that says we did a $500 restoration on a bathroom and whatever, it's the $500 vintage bathroom restoration. I did a little bit of a mosaic like rug look in there, and I did it myself, and I did that one for $400 or $500. It's nowhere near the look, but it gets you the vintage feel and the authentic feel for way less money. So you can do that, which is not going to look like the one in Melly's bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest.
Somebody else wanted to know how long it took us to do the bathroom. That's one thing we were going to talk about, how long.
Forever.
And then they also want to know how long it's going to take us to do Pearl.
Forever.
It took us, well, we did it in 6 weeks, but we were only there 3 days a week for the first 4, and then we did 2 weeks solid. So how many weeks is that?
It
basically took us 4 weeks solid,
Yeah.
I'd say, to do all of that.
Yeah. And then Pearl, we're hoping to get Pearl done in about 6 weeks, the whole thing. But again, remember, it's cosmetics with Pearl. It's not, we're not having to.
We're not getting done in 6 weeks. No way.
I can. Because we're going to go like live there.
Well, maybe we need to have another discussion, but we're basically going to go into Pearl for a week at a time, every 3 or 4 weeks. So it will take us much longer.
Okay. Are the labels on the bathroom cabinet drawer pulls painted on transfers or stickers? Those are original, my friend. Those are original from the 1880s. That is an original Apothecary. So those are enameled drawer pulls. Those are the actual things that would have been stored in there. And so they're like painted on, then fired like you would any other porcelain thing. They're really cool.
That toilet is actually brand new toilet.
Yep, Renovator's Supply. So if you go to the video, the before and after video, the reveal video of the bathroom, in the description, at the bottom of the description, we have listed all of our suppliers, or as many as I could remember when I was doing that. Mitch, we got the idea. That is, in America at least, I don't know in the UK, in America, turn of the century toilets, that's what we had, were the wall hanging tanks and then the commode on the floor. So that was very common. And there are just a few places here that still make really good replicas of those.
Bye, Faith. Thank you for joining us.
us.
Somebody said, do you ever have the urge to do something modern?
No, never. I don't.
I don't know. What do you mean by that exactly?
We talked today, the most modern thing we'd love, but we cannot wait to get our hands on an Art Deco house. Like I would love.
Well, we also talked about doing a 50s at some point, some kind of a 50s.
Well, you said that, and I was like, but mid-mod, there's not a lot of exciting design.
We don't enjoy the ranch by any means, but I think there's probably one we could find that we liked.
I mean, I'm a 70s baby. I
like the 50s decor.
Yeah, but no.
But the low ceilings are not our thing. The ranch style is not our thing.
No, once those ceilings
Deco is my favorite thing by far.
Yeah, and I love it.
Maybe we'll go to Miami and get us a Deco house and redo it. Isn't that great?
Yes. Hey, you're back. Yay. And we're still like, we were going to do this for an hour, but they always go on longer than we say that we're going to.
Oh, no, how long are we doing?
It's only 11 minutes because it's just like chatting with friends. And never get to just like chit chat. I wish there were cameras so we could, like this was a Zoom meeting so we could see everybody.
Going to change our stovetop?
In my house, our house is blessed. It's like the plumber's house. He's out doing everybody else's house, and his house gets neglected.
Plus, we don't really use our kitchen much.
It's there because it came with the house.
We don't do a lot of cooking. It's just the two of us, so we don't cook much. So it's not a big deal if we don't like the stove.
Javier, we love Miami. We went the winter before COVID hit. We went and spent a week in Miami.
I've got a whole series on my Facebook page of all the Deco buildings we saw.
I went down there I'm an antique jewelry collector. There's a huge antique show on this that you may or may not have heard of it. I don't know. And I wanted to go, and so I just bought tickets and we just went to Miami. And we loved it. We loved it.
Thank you for the invite. Vivian says if we're ever in the Finger Lakes region.
Oh, you know what? We looked at a house in the Finger Lakes region and ended up selling at auction for way more money than it was worth. It was one of those that did great promotion on it. God bless them. I don't know how they're ever going to get their money out of that house, but man, it was beautiful. And so then we got to looking at the area, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah. Jamie wants to know if we like Frank Lloyd Wright.
He does. I
like a lot of things that he does. I say the things that we don't like about him is it's very dark. We don't like super dark, and a lot of low ceilings. We don't like those.
So like the Mission style is like early Frank Lloyd Wright. I love some bachelor tile and some Ingle nooks. I love that. But then you get later Frank Lloyd Wright, and I do not enjoy it.
I did one of the tours in Chicago. She wasn't able to come, and there were so many things there. I mean, it's amazing the things that he did, but they're just not our style, I'd say, for the most part.
Oh, that would be fun. We need to do that.
What's that?
It says we need to set up a Patreon account so that we can do live Zooms with all of our patrons. That would be super fun. We need to do that. We're still kind of like learning. We just learned how to do YouTube lives a few months ago.
We've only been doing this, as a community for a little over a year, I guess.
Noelle wants to know if we have any videos of ferns. Sadly, no. We've been restoring for 20 years. We've only been documenting it for like a year and a half. So we have all of these years of these beautiful homes and this work that we're so proud of. Fern is probably still my favorite project, and we just have some photos.
Maybe we should do a video with all of our photos of Fern. Think that?
Maybe.
I don't know if we could talk about what we did.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
We've got some good photos because it was in a magazine. Several of our houses have been in magazines, and it was. So we do have a lot of great afters. We don't have great befores.
No.
We've got a few. Actually, on our website, there are a couple too. OurRestorationNation.com. Go visit.
And then on Instagram, hang on.
That's
Fern
where
is
you
a
can also buy
highlight.
your T-shirt.
Yeah. Today. So on our Instagram,
Is there a?
there's dadgummit, shoot, sorry. I just had somebody pop me over. to
Watch
my
the
other account.
language. Dang.
I said dadgummit.
I know, dadgummit, shoot.
So in the highlights, if you scroll over on the highlights, there's one right there that says Fern, and you can click into that.
Ooh, do it. Let's see.
And it'll walk you through the before and after. That was the main bath in Fern before. That was after. So it'll walk you through. That's the kitchen before, kitchen after. So anyway, you can see a bunch of pictures. Yeah, really only since Louise. Truly, we bought Louise.
Oh yeah, and
then we started the account the next day, and that was a year and a half ago. So
and really didn't get into the videos or understand the video world as much. I mean, we were on Instagram heavily, but there are some walkthroughs of Louise on there.
Tons of walkthroughs.
We weren't nearly as good back then either.
Our videos, we look back at our videos of Louise and are so embarrassed by them.
Yes, I know.
We didn't know what we were
apologize.
Do we have a specific cleanup process when stripping? I think you asked that on Instagram, and we
yes.
didn't get to that.
Yes.
So here's the deal with Smart Strip, Stacey. I don't know if you're doing this or not. So with Smart Strip, you have to apply a pretty thick layer. I always try to do about 1/8 of an inch. Then are you putting the plastic over it? You need to get you some cling wrap and lay cling wrap over it so you seal it entirely from the air, right? Then once you scrape it,
let it do its thing for how long?
24 hours is usually what I like to leave it. Use a plastic scraper to scrape it off. Go with the grain of your wood. Scrape, 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 scrape. And then Smart Strip, its cleanup is just water. So just get you a damp rag or a damp sponge and wipe it off. You don't need mineral spirits. You don't want to get it too wet. But it should be working for you great. Why am I not getting your Facebook feed anymore?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I saw somebody else saying something about that. Are you still sharing Instagram?
Everything shares to Facebook. Facebook's weird, y'all. They're like...
Yeah, you may have to go find us because they'll think, oh, they don't want to see this by whatever, and go and like a couple of things, and then it'll pop back up again.
That's too sweet. How do you two stay so beautiful? You're gorgeous. Thank you. Had someone this morning. It's so funny what people will say here, right? People all the time. I get so many comments about how much plastic surgery have I had, or how much Botox is in my face. Which, by the way, no Botox because I'm scared of needles. But they never say anything about him ever. No one ever says.
They don't think I'm pretty. That's why.
Well, how much Botox was in the headshot? Can I do this? If I had Botox in my face, no, I could not do any of that. So anyway. But thank you. I shouldn't have used that as a reason to rant. Somebody said it just this morning.
Yeah, so. But thank you very much. That's very sweet.
So you are using the cling wrap. So one thing I've learned, Stacey, is that you have to try to get as much of it off with your scraper as you can before you start tackling it with any kind of water, or even you could do a little mineral spirits if you want to, but try to get as much off with your scraper so that you're not dealing with the goop. I hate chemical strippers. Even Smart Strip, the best one out there, it's a mess, but it shouldn't be raising your grain. That's what I'm perplexed by why you said it's raising your grain and it's splintering your grain, because it shouldn't be. So I wish I had a better answer for you on that.
Vivian said that we mentioned that some of our properties are bed and breakfast Airbnbs, and that do we ever have issues finding people to manage or clean those? I guess we've been lucky. I don't know. We don't currently have any because we've sold those. But we typically try to find someone who's local, who is not at a full-time job all the time, maybe works from home or something, and kind of partner with them a little bit. If we make them less your employee and more your partner, then they're going to be more willing to do harder things, and they're going to have to deal with bad people sometimes that stay there and do bad things, or, or have unreasonable requirements. And that happens all the time. So yeah, I guess that's what I'd say, is just try to find someone to make a partner in the business with you.
Would you like to come to Europe? Allie, look, we want to come to Europe so badly.
Yeah.
And it's kind of an ongoing debate because we love Italy. My parents would move to Rome tomorrow. Also Naples. They love Naples. I love Italy, but we also love the south of France. But that is our retirement plan, I think, is to end up in one of the warmer parts of Europe, either Italy or France. Yeah.
Daisy wants to know, have we ever done an American historical period?
I did, and then you never uploaded it.
Do we still have it?
I doubt it. I did a really good one.
Well, the one on historic paint
let me just
gets
tell
into
you,
it a little bit.
No, let me just tell you. I can tell you really quickly. You ready? Ready for your crash course in American historical periods? Here we go. Colonial, federal, colonial, federal, neoclassical, Victorian. There's nothing between neoclassical and Victorian. Then you get into
Edwardian.
No, that would be after, but there's not.
Kidding.
Now I got to start over. Colonial, federal, neoclassical, Victorian, Beaux-Arts, which also includes neoclassical revival. Then you get into postmodernism, and then you get modern. We have no Edwardian era in the United States of America as an architectural style. Don't come at me with that.
She's talking to you, Mitch. No,
no.
But all the time, the English have a real problem with the American styles.
Yeah, they don't
constantly because they don't understand. Theirs are different than ours.
Well, because in a lot of our brothers and sisters in Britain don't understand that. They name their architectural periods are Georgian because of King George.
Beginning of reign to death, basically.
Or beginning of reign to death of monarch, where ours are more trend. Trend
it was the
may have
Queen Anne style.
The Queen Anne,
Victorian
it's a
trend.
style, a trend, not
a time
during the reign.
Right.
Sorry.
Noelle says they're jealous. You are a queen. Handle it brilliantly.
Oh, that hurt my ear.
Oh,
I sucked all the air out of my ear.
Oh, no, sorry. Yes, I could see us doing a chateau as well.
They're just so expensive. And here's the thing. We
Some
like cheap
of them are
women.
affordable, but...
We laugh and say this all the time. We're like cheap women. Like we love to buy a really inexpensive house and do a lot of work to it. And so a lot of the chateau are so expensive already, and they don't need a lot of work. And I want projects.
Oh yes, very much interest, Vivian.
Please clarify painting brick in old homes. Were you speaking of interior around fireplaces? Yep. Sorry. I'm sorry. Historic brick does not need to be painted. It will not hold up over time. And if you paint, okay, just wait for this. You've painted your interior fireplace.
Exterior foundation
Looks
as well,
great.
Yes.
You're going to start seeing orange growth in your mortar. It's a mold, a fungus that you're going to get coming out through that paint because that moisture is going to be trapped in there. It can't get out. It starts mold growth. And the only place that will now allow it to come out is in the mortar. So your mortar lines are going to start growing things. Sorry.
Elizabeth's ready for that tiara to come back.
I gotta get over this. I gotta get over this surgery recovery before Tiara Tuesday. Before I got enough Tiara Tuesday sass to come. Right now, I'm just like sassing back directly. It's so funny because on YouTube too. So somebody will say something so hateful. Somebody will be so hateful. They'll call me obese. They'll tell me to get pants that fit. They'll accuse me of having Botox, and then I clap back directly, and they get so mad. It's like, how dare I have the gall to respond to their horrific comment. So sometimes I have to like work up into Tiara Tuesday.
Thank you, ZA. We're his or her favorite home restoration people, and that's sweet.
Thank you. Yeah, Robert says Canada did Georgian style homes into the late 19th century. Same here. So in our neoclassical revival period, we had this huge revival period in like the 1930s, and we get Tudor revival, Georgian revival, Federal revival. It's just like this kind of overall revival period that we get. Oh, I left out the arts and crafts period when I was giving you my quick rundown.
Also, America is so big.
Yeah.
It took forever for trends to get from the East Coast. Still does.
Yeah.
Take a long time for trends to get from major large coasts to the inner states.
You have to remember, for many, 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 many decades of the existence of the United States, really until the Industrial Revolution, anything west of the Mississippi was way out in the middle of nowhere. It was in the wilderness.
Because it was a big river to get across.
A big river to
It's
get
hard
across,
to get
and then there
across.
was nothing over there.
Right.
No, well, thanks.
Thanks. Should we wrap this up?
I guess. Do you guys have any other questions about the bathroom before we go? I feel like they're mostly about the floor, and I think we answered all those.
Yeah, let me think. Is there anything else?
Dwight, we keep saying we know there's beautiful homes in northern states, Dwight. We know that, but you know what else there is? Cold. We hate the cold.
Cold. My old bones don't like the cold weather.
No, and here's another part of the problem. This is something you guys need to know. It really has nothing to do with geography as much as it is we travel with all of our tools, and so we put them in a trailer and bring them with us. So it's hard for us. There are some homes in New York State that I want so badly I can literally taste them on the tip of my tongue, but it would take us 24 hours to get there. So we have to be realistic.
Noelle says the American Field Guide to American Houses that you recommended was excellent.
Good.
So
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Is that where our other friends should go to get all of the periods?
Yes. And then somebody else said there's a horrific craze last year in Ireland where they were spray painting marble fireplace surrounds. Oh, I would slap somebody hard.
Jiminy Cricket wants to move south.
Come on.
Are you in Maine? Is M.A. Maine? I'm showing my
Massachusetts?
ignorance. Is it Massachusetts?
Massachusetts,
What is Maine?
M.E.
M.E.
God bless him.
Hey.
So cold up there. Snow. Don't like snow. It's like today it's really cold here and it's 58 degrees.
Yeah, I'm getting 58, I think.
And we're whining about it. We're sweating it's cold because it's 58 degrees. Where do you put the toilet paper? I never saw. We will do so have you seen those like freestanding toilet paper holder things? I like those because I don't like to drill into the tile if I can avoid it. That's just a personal preference. Noelle, you write anytime, girl. We will answer all your. You know, I'll answer them on Instagram anyway.
Question was it?
Oh, girl, we can't afford anything in California. Stacey wants to know if we'll come save some stuff in California. I cannot afford a square foot in California. You people, that real estate is crazy out there. Yeah, so Florida. We're looking for our next project in Florida.
We'd
always.
love to do. Yeah, we loved our time in Florida. Loved the weather in Florida.
Loved it. We're looking for another one always.
So you find us one in Florida, send it over.
Ruth, North Carolina is absolutely beautiful. It is so. We want a house in North Carolina also. It is. We drove through there recently on a trip, and I just kept going. I have to live here. I have to live here. It's so beautiful.
Waycross is right
we found
by
a house in
Louisville.
we showed that house in Waycross on Facebook, Instagram. Remember, we drove there and it had that staircase. We drove just to see that house in Waycross, Georgia, and it was like $50,000. I found it on Facebook, and it was. And we went to see it. We were coming home from Louisville, and we drove into Waycross, and we had to wait to get into it. It was really scary. It was all grown up, and we walked. It had the most beautiful staircase.
Sort of remember that.
And the whole house was.
And
cool.
They told us where the key was.
Yeah. Oh man, we should have bought that house. We should have bought that house.
That's all I remember. Jacksonville, Tampa, huh? There's some good old homes in Tampa. Hey, if one of you guys will gift us a home.
We have looked at some houses in Pensacola too. We just haven't found the right one.
See, we'd love to have that area, even though, I mean, I love all of Florida, all of South Florida, everywhere. But if we could get something around the Pensacola area, that's closer for us to drive
it's like 9 hours
from Arkansas.
For us. We should have bought the house in Waycross. It will go down in my life as one of my house regrets. We have some there's one in Florida. Actually, there's two in Florida that are house regrets for me, and that one in Waycross is going to be a house regret.
So many great Victorians in Pensacola. I do get on and look for those every now and then.
Getting one for sale is the problem.
Yeah.
Thank Thank you, Penny. Penny says she loves the way that we look at a room and know what it needs as far as
No,
the
she
color.
said the way I look. You look at it.
Oh.
You're good at that.
We need to come back to Waycross then. We need to look in Waycross some
Well,
more.
in the house that we bought on Amelia Island, it's on Amelia Island, sure,
Yeah.
was not a cheap house.
No.
No, but once we fixed it up, it was worth a lot of money. So, they don't all have to be $20,000.
I just like them when they're.
That's nice.
Vivian, I've always wanted to go to Mackinac Island. Always, always, always. Can I please confess to you the reason we have not is because I will not drive across that bridge that you have to get there.
You wimp.
I would have to lay in the floorboard. Mitch, isn't Amelia Island wonderful? And we were one of the first ones we did. We bought a house in an area that the realtor actually said, you don't want to buy a house in this area. Nobody wants to live out there. And we bought the house and we redid it. And then all of a sudden the neighborhood exploded. And it was really great to see, to kind of turn that tide. But at the same time, we bought the house because nobody else was out there. And all of a sudden it was all crowded and there were all these people. And so we ended up selling it.
Are the fur babies? Well, Scouty, come here. You want to be on TV?
They're in the bedroom today.
Scouty, we got one over here.
Scouty.
Where's the
Where's
Scouty?
the big
Come on,
bear?
baby.
Where's Stevie's here?
Scouty. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. You want to be on TV?
Oh no, plaster walls went all you can find plaster walls in a house all the way up until 1960s.
Oh, baby.
You
There's
can't
Scouty.
see her.
Turn it down here to see your Scouty.
There's a Scouty
Look at that
bear.
Scouty face. Precious girl.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Are you a dumpling? You are a dumpling. That's our 80-pound Australian Shepherd. She's huge.
She a big girl.
You lived in Heber Springs.
Who did? Oh yeah, Heber Springs has great homes.
Beautiful.
Great place to visit too if you guys love older homes. Go stay in a bed and breakfast there.
Yeah, Ginger, you missed the news on the house that has to move. We're going to disassemble it piece by piece. That's how it's going to have to move. We've already gotten the quote. We've got the guy to do it. We have to kind of two people, one project at a time. All right, are we good?
I think we should say goodbye.
Any more hugs and kisses they want to give us before we go? Because I gotta take a nap. Because my eyeballs are shutting now.
Great visiting with you guys today, and I don't know. We keep saying that we will do a weekly thing, but we never do.
But we never do because we're bad.
So we'll do another live someday.
And then you can always find us on Instagram. I live there all the time.
Yes.
I'm on Instagram all the time. For you guys.
Oh! I forgot to tell you. The next video that's coming out, the next thing we're doing is we're working on Pearl. The next video coming out Thursday, you will love. The biggest.
Most unbelievable.
You put in the adjective here.
Right.
It is amazing. Go Thursday morning, we'll release that one. Mammoth house, beautiful house,
How many
amazing
acres?
grounds,
45
acres.
I'm going to be the realist. I'm going to warn you. It is a plantation home. We talk about the fact that it was a plantation home. We don't need you to tell us it was a plantation home and what went there. We know. We got it. We talk about it. But it's still an incredible architectural monument to the Greek revival style of architecture.
I got to fly my drone all over the place. It was wonderful. So Thursday. Go watch that. But that's all. So we should say goodbye.
Okay, we should say goodbye now. I was going to talk about incredible Greek revival architecture
ahead.
was nationwide, not just in the South. People think of Greek revival as being a Southern style because of Gone with the Wind, the movie, not the book. And those were actually not what Margaret Mitchell intended. Anyway, it was a coast to coast style, a very popular style, and this is an incredible example of Greek revival architecture.
No, this is it's a home in Natchez again. So this is we've got one more after it, but this is the last big home for sale.
Yes.
In Natchez, Mississippi. You will love it. Go Thursday.
Oh, our friends!
What?
On their way to bed in Amsterdam. Good night, kisses, my loves. We'll talk to you soon. And there was one who watches our dogs while we're gone. We have a pet nanny.
We have a pet nanny that stays here.
And we usually take one or two with us, but we can't take all 8.
Treasure and Janie. We have not had time to look for more Treasure and Janie, but we'll have to do one of those videos again someday.
Okay, really, we're going to have to just go.
We're going to have to go. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. We love you guys.
Talk
Bye.
soon. Bye.